Hi everybody and welcome back to another Ride Free Ultimate Showdown where we put two bikes against each other to see which one is better. Now the first bike in this Ultimate Showdown is an Aprilia RSV1000R. Now this is a bike from 2003 and it has an acceleration of 7.8, top speed of 7.4, handling 8.1 and braking power 8.2. This has 154 horsepower and weighs 184.8 kilograms. This is the first bike. This is a fantastic bike. I've actually had an RSV Millie myself and I know they're fantastic bikes, but is it going to beat the bike it's going up against? Well, we're just going to have a look at that one, so here we go. Right, so the bike the Aprilia is going up against is the Honda VTR1000 SP2. This is a bike from 2006 and this has an acceleration of 7.7, top speed of 8, handling 7.8 and braking power 8.2. Now this has 150 horsepower and weighs 190.5, so it's slightly heavier and has a little bit less horsepower. But the stats are pretty close and the PP point is pretty close as well. So it's going to be quite a close battle. Really looking forward to this one. And they're both fully upgraded for this head-to-head. So it's going to be a really good showdown. So let's get straight into the first event, which is a drag race. So here we go. Right, so here we go with the first event. It's a drag race. We're on the Aprilia, and just remember, it's the bike that gets the fastest time in this drag race that wins the points. So let's see if we can get a good start. Oh, that was a bad start. Into second gear. Let's see if we can get that front wheel down, and we're starting to motor away, but we're not worried about winning the race. It's about what time we get and which bike gets the fastest time. Now we're up to 160, still going, and we're coming towards the end, and we hit 19.489. So that is the time the Aprilia gets. Can the Honda beat that? Well, we're just about to find out. I think it's going to be very, very close. So let's jump on the Honda and see what it can get. So here we go. Right, so we're on the Honda VTR1000 SP2. Is it going to be able to beat the Aprilia? Well, it's going to have to really push it. And that's not a bad start. Keep that front wheel down. And we've managed to get away a lot quicker than we did on the Aprilia. But is it going to be faster? Oh, we just mucked up that gear change. And that one, that's not the smoothest. Up to 160. And we're coming towards the end. Oh, this is going to be so close. No, 19.511. So the Aprilia gets the first point in this head-to-head showdown. And there you go. And that's how it goes. So that is the first point to the Aprilia. Now we move on to the second event, which is a time attack. Which one will come out on top on that event? Well, we're just about to find out. So let's get straight into it. Right, so here we go with the second event, and it's a time attack around Brandt Circuit. And how this works is each bike has 3 attempts to get the fastest time possible, and the fastest time wins the event. So first up is the Aprilia, as it won the first event, so let's see what sort of time it can set. Right, so here we go with the first lap on the Aprilia, and we get 3 attempts to set a time. Now, they have to be clean laps, not invalid laps, and I'm not allowed to make any adjustments on either bike, and that makes it fairer. So here we go, and I know both bikes should do quite well around this circuit, but going first on the Aprilia might not be the best, because I give the Honda VTR something to really battle against with the Ghost. But that's the way it works in this showdown, so I'm going to have to really set a decent time to give the Honda VTR something to really struggle to beat. So let's see if we can start off well. We've got a chance to put 3 laps in. So let's see what we can do first up. It might take just 1 lap just to get into the swing of things. See how this bike handles into the turns. Hopefully we can set a decent time. Slow it down. The brakes feel really good on this bike, I must admit. Handling feels pretty decent. It does understeer slightly, but that's not something that you can't adjust. But I'm just doing it on default setup just to make the showdown a little bit more competitive and harder. Right, slow it down into this turn. Still going really well. And this is not going to be a bad first lap. Haven't made any mistakes. Just keeping it nice and steady. And accelerate. What sort of time are we going to set? And then we go into a second lap if we can. So we hit a 127.1, so that isn't bad. And Now we've got a Ghost to go up against, and we have to make use of this because, like I said, that's what the Honda's going to have to compete against when it goes up for its chance to beat the time trial time. Right, that's not too bad around there, and we're ahead of the Ghost, so we're definitely improving. And that's nicely done. I think we're slightly up on the time, which is good. Try and get a bit tighter, just back off. So yeah, it's definitely understeering slightly. And like I said, with a few adjustments on the suspension, you could correct that. So I'm definitely saying this bike isn't perfect on the default setup. And you could probably change the gearing as well, especially for a short circuit like this. But we're not doing that in this showdown. It's nicely done, and we've definitely improved on the second lap. Let's just keep on going. Nicely done round there. Let's keep it on the circuit. Don't want to get an invalid lap. This has been pretty decent. And again, that was improved round there, and we're coming towards the end. At least improved by a second or so, I think, here. And nicely done on that last corner. And that overall wasn't a bad lap. What sort of time are we going to get? And we get a 1:26. Right, so we're coming to the final corner, still ahead of the Ghost. This is definitely going to be a better time, and it's been a really, really good lap. And this is the final attempt for the Aprilia, so there's got to be a decent one for the Honda to go up against. And there we go. So that is the final lap for the Aprilia, and it sets a 1:25.802. Now that is what the Honda VTR1000 SP2 has got to beat. I'll tell you what, I think that is going to be quite a hard time for the Honda to beat. But this is where we find out what they are like on these sort of challenges. Is the Honda going to be slower? Is it going to be better in the corners? Is it going to be better on the brakes? Well, we're just about to find out. So let's jump on the Honda and let's find out. Right, so here we go with our first attempt on the Honda. Now we've set the time, and now we've got a Ghost to go up against. So we're going to see what sort of distance and what we've got to compete against in this challenge. So let's see how far we're going to be away on this first attempt. And we go, and we're ahead of the Ghost already, but there you go, there is the Aprilia Ghost. Let's see if we can keep up with it down Paddock Hill Bend. And we're slightly behind, but I'm not going to worry about it too much on the first lap. It's going to take me at least a lap to get used to riding on a different bike. But we can see where the strengths and weaknesses of each bike as we go round. And I don't think the Honda can brake as well as the Aprilia, but it does turn in a lot better. I'm managing to just drop into the corners a little bit better there. Oh God, almost went off circuit, but we lost a lot of ground. So we can't afford to back off around those turns, and we definitely need to go a lot quicker if we want to beat the Aprilia's time. And again, just hesitating around that corner, but we're going up against the fastest lap on the Aprilia, and it's its third attempt as well. So it may take, like I said, a couple of laps to get up to speed. But if we can get at least a 1:27 on our first lap, I think that's what we set on the Aprilia. I will be happy with that. Right. Around that turn, that's a little bit too wide there. We can go in a little bit tighter there, and we've lost a little bit more time. So we have got a lot to really gain if we want to get anywhere near the Aprilia. And again, we've just hesitated in that turn, and that's going to cost us again. What sort of time is the Honda going to set on its first lap? And we hit a 1:27. We really need to push the Honda a lot more if we want to get anywhere near the Aprilia's time, and hopefully we can gain that in the slow corners. We definitely don't have the straight line speed and the acceleration, so it's all about cornering. So let's see if we can do a little bit better. We need to gain at least a couple of seconds, get nice and tight. Yeah, it's dropping into those corners a little bit better, and we've gone down the first bend nicely. Slow it down. We haven't got better brakes on the Honda, but we have got better cornering speed, and again that was nicely done. And it's only our Ghost that's ahead of us, and that's not the Ghost on the Aprilia, so we're ahead of the Aprilia's Ghost. Oh, this is a massive change from the first lap where we were miles behind. Right, let's keep this steady around here. Oh, look at that, that turns much nicer. So it's a catch-22. Sometimes when you choose a bike, Do you go for corner speed, or do you go for straight line speed? And this is the great thing about choosing a bike. You look at its strengths and weaknesses and you go which you prefer. And at the moment, the cornering speed is what is making the Honda be in front, because it definitely doesn't have the straight line speed, but it does turn into the corners nicer than the Aprilia on the default setup, that is, guys. Right, let's get nice and tight. That was much better, and we're still ahead of the Aprilia Ghost. No, the Aprilia Ghost has just gone ahead. We must have slowed down into that turn. Can we get back past? Oh, this is going to be a really close one. And just remember, if the Honda wins here, that's the challenge over, because it has the fastest time. No, it doesn't, but that was so close. How close? We're just about to check. Right, I just had to double check that it wasn't a faster time. It wasn't, but look at that. It's only 0.1 away from the fastest time set on the Aprilia. So we've got one more attempt on the Honda. Is it going to be able to beat it? I think it might do. So let's get straight into its final attempt. Right, so we're on the final attempt on the Honda VTR1000 SP2. Can it get a faster time than the Aprilia? It's only 0.1 off. So I've just got to corner a little bit better and we can beat that time. So here we go. I'm going to hope I can do it, but I'm going to try my best. Not too bad down that paddock hill bend. Gain a little bit of time. Slow it down. We haven't got stronger brakes on this bike, but again turns in nicely and we're ahead of both Ghosts. And that's what we want. Turn it in nicely, and no, our previous Ghost has just gone ahead, so we're behind our fastest time, and the Aprilia Ghost is just on our right hand side. Can we beat it up the hill? Yes we can, and we're back in the lead, but we need to beat both Ghosts if we're going to get a faster time. So we've got to improve on the final stages of this lap. Right, let's go a little bit tighter in here. Keep it smooth and accelerate, and we've managed to overtake the Aprilia Ghost, but can we get past our previous time? And that was much tighter through there. Again, cornering really well, and we're ahead of both Ghosts. Right, let's slow it down, keep this tight. This is where we lost time last time. We need to go tight in on this one. Get it turned in and accelerate. And oh my god, this is going to be so close. We've got both Ghosts just sitting right behind us. Final corner, and is the Honda going to win this event and level up the scores? I think it might do, and we're coming towards the finish line, and it's going to be a win for the Honda. Well, I didn't think that was going to happen at the start of the time attack with its first lap, but there you go. The Honda on the default setup managed to beat the Aprilia. Now that is a massive surprise, levels the scores 1-1, and we go into the final challenge of this head-to-head showdown, and it's a race. And in the race, you have to score points on the fastest overall time and the fastest lap time. Which one of these bikes is going to win? And don't forget, guys, I'm going to rate both bikes at the end of the video as well on my experience. But let's get into the final event and see which one wins. So here we go. Right, so here we go with the final event, and it's going to be a race for both bikes around Laguna Seca. Now, the way the bikes score points in this final event is you get 1 point for the fastest lap time, and you get 1 point for the fastest overall finish. Now, the score is sitting at 1-1, so which bike is going to come out on top? Well, we're going to find out, and plus, like I said at the end of the video, I'm going to rate both bikes out of 10 as well. So first up is the Honda, so let's get straight into this first race and see how it does. So here we go. Right, so here we go with the first race in this final event in this ultimate showdown. We're on the Honda, and it's all about getting the fastest lap time and the fastest overall finish. Now, I think the Honda's going to do really well around this circuit because it's really good into the corners, but we will find out very, very soon if it comes out on top. And that's not a bad start. Slow it down into this tight corner, onto the apex, and we're sitting in P3. And we've got a bike to our right. Is he going to squeeze past? I think he is. Oh, a bit of contact there, and he's just budged me out a little bit wider than I would have liked into that right-hander. And we've lost another position. Let's see if we can just hold on. Yes, we managed to squeeze through back into fourth. Now, I have noticed the AI is much better since the update. They've really improved, and they're a lot harder to beat on some circuits. So it looks like I've got a bit of a battle here. It's not too bad round there. Onto the curb. Drive up the hill. Now this bike lacks brake horsepower, straight line speed, but does well in the corners. So it's going to be really interesting to see which bike will come out on top in this final event. Right, slow it down, doesn't have the better brakes, but we managed to turn it in nicely. We'll keep that front wheel down, and we've caught up with these three. Managed to take one, just hold it into that turn. Two, can we take the leader? I think we can. A bit of contact into that turn. Let's just back off slightly. We should be able to get him on the final corner. Right, slow it down, and we should be able to hold that lead. Yes, we do, and we're leading the race. Now it's all about getting a decent lap time if I can hold this lead and getting a decent oval finish. Right, let's see if we can get a bit better into this corner here and just try and avoid any bikes squeezing up the inside. No, we've managed to hold it nicely around there, and we're still leading. And again, oh, we've gone a little bit tighter that time. Not as fast as I would like, but it is hard racing on the default setups. I think both bikes definitely need adjustments. Probably more on the Aprilia than the Honda, but you definitely could set up a little bit just to make it turn in a little bit better. But the one thing I have noticed since the update as well, guys, is I'm getting a little bit more response and feeling on the rumble on the controller since the updates, and that feedback is helping me to push the bike a little bit harder to its limits. Right, slow it down, let's not make a mistake here. That was much better through there, and we're managing to hold the lead still. And let's see if we can just keep on improving. We need to get a fast lap time, because like I said, it's all about the lap times and the oval finish. Final corner, and then we got one more lap. Let's see what sort of lap time we get here. This has been a much better lap. And what is the time that we get first? So we get a 1:25.8. So let's see if we can beat that lap time. Slow it down. That was much better through there. Just keep it nice and tight, making sure that if the bikes are going to try and overtake me, they go on the outside. And again, we've gone a little bit wider than all the lights. That is really frustrating. You do lose a lot of time on these corners. And as you can see, we have dropped a little bit of time. So we're slightly slower at that sector than we were on the previous lap. And I think we've got one bike that's just quite close behind. I can hear him behind me. And that is going to really push us to the end. And we've improved through there. So we're up on our time. Again, oh God, left the braking a little bit late there. Managed to get away with that, to drive uphill. We've got a bike right behind us. Please don't run me off in the corkscrew. Slow it down. Oh God, we left the braking really late there. Oh, stay on. Oh God, we just managed to save that without coming off as well and getting a penalty. And we just managed to nick the lead again. But it's going to go down to the final corners. Come on, don't lose the race. But this is definitely not going to be a faster lap. So the second lap of the race is the only decent time that we're going to have. And again, that final corner wasn't great. Ooh, that was lucky. Almost run straight to the side of me and over the finish line. So yes, our second lap was our fastest lap, but it's also down to the overall time as well. We don't know how the Aprilia is going to perform around there. So, and we didn't even get the fastest lap in the race either. So 1:25.8 and an overall finish of 4 minutes 22. Right, let's jump onto the Aprilia and see how it does and see if it can beat that time. Right, so here we go with the second race. We're on the Aprilia now. Is it going to be able to beat a lap time of a 1:25.8 and an oval finish of 4 minutes 22 seconds? So let's see if we can get a good start. Now this bike has a better overall top speed and has better acceleration and has better brakes. That's one thing that I have noticed from the bike. Is that going to aid it to victory? Well, we're going to find out. All going side by side into that. Loads of contact there. Let's see if we can just slow it in. Ooh, understeering slightly, a little bit more contact. Going side by side with another bike. And we just managed to hold. Can we just squeeze through again? Yes, we managed to squeeze through to P2. So that isn't a bad start. Just trying to force my way through. Now this bike does understeer a lot more than the Honda. That's one thing we have noticed. But just has that little bit extra power, especially going up the hills. Feel the power. Slow it down, turn in, and the brakes are going to make a difference. That felt really good. Let's see if we can just catch up. Let's see what sort of time we can get. We'll slow it down. Oh, we went into there a lot quicker, but managed to stop it better. So yes, the brakes do make a difference. And let's see if we can just stick with this Italian here. Get past him. Yes, we've managed to get past him, and we're into the lead. And he's managed to get back past. Oh, it looks like we've got a bit of a battle here. Good. I like a battle. Maybe that'll push me a little bit harder to get a faster time. Nice and tight. Oh, almost lost the back end there. That was close. And over the finish line. Right, this is the lap. We're probably going to get our fastest time, so we really need to push hard now. So we need to beat a 1:25.8. And that's not too bad. Turned in nicely. Let's see if we can get the inside into this right-hander. Just slowly. Oh, bit of contact from behind there. I don't think he came off though. Just managed to just hold on to it. And we're up on our time into that sector. Let's see if we can just push it harder into this corner. And drive it up a hill. Ooh, got a little bit wider than I would have liked there. You can see the lines where you should be taking the bikes. The darker marks on the circuit. Again, keep it nice and tight. Oh, that's nicely. Drive it up the hill. This is where we seem to be much quicker than the others. Slow it down. Ooh, don't overdo it. And again, that wasn't too bad. I think you can just leave the braking a little bit later on the Aprilia. And that is definitely aiding me. Oh, got a little bit wider there. Well, that was close. Slightly going off circuit. And final corner. What sort of time are we going to get here? 1:20.25.8, I think it was. What time are we going to hit? And well, we definitely got the point for the fastest lap of 1:24.6. So that is the point. So that's 2-1. Now it's all about the overall finish now. Can the Aprilia beat 4 minutes 22 seconds? I think it will do if it can just push a little bit harder on this lap. Again, we've gone a little bit wider. We've definitely dropped off the pace. We just lost 0.2 in that sector. Let's not throw this away. And keep it nice. That's much tighter there. Oh, that was much better. And drive up the hill, and we have gained a bit of time there. Are we actually going to be able to put a faster lap in than the previous lap? I think we might be able to. Drive uphill. Let's be good on the brakes. Slow it down. And ooh, almost launched it there. And we're 0.3 up on the time there. So this is definitely going to be a quicker lap if we can finish without making a mistake. And onto the curb again. Final corner. This could be a tricky corner at times. And accelerate. Well, that wasn't too bad. I think that is definitely going to be a faster lap. And the Aprilia is definitely going to take it. Yes, a 1:24.5. So it takes the point for the fastest lap. Is it going to get the fastest overall time? Yes, it does. It gets both points. And that takes it to 3-1 to the Aprilia. Right, so that brings us to the end of this Ultimate Showdown. I hope you enjoyed it, and don't forget to let me know in the comments if there's any other bikes you want to see in a head-to-head Ultimate Showdown. Right, so let's get into rating each bike. Now, first up is the Honda. Now, the Honda was really good in the slow corners. Really impressed by the braking power on this bike as well, and wasn't bad in a straight line as well. So I'm going to give that bike a 7 out of 10. Now, the Aprilia was good in every single category. It was good top end, good acceleration, handling was good, and the braking power was brilliant as well. So I'm going to give that an 8 out of 10. And plus, it won the Ultimate Showdown, so it was a little bit better than the Honda. Please let me know if you want to see some more of these type of videos. Don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe if you're not subscribed, and I will see you soon for some more Ride 3 here on this channel. Thank you guys, and I will see you very, very soon.